My name is John, and I'm a volunteer at the Bristol Wood Recycling Project. I've been a volunteer here for about 2.5 years. And I'm also in this sort of unique position in that I'm also a director on the co-op board. Been running for 9 years, self-sufficient, not a charity. They don't get any grants or anything from anyone. And basically what the organization does, they collect wood from building sites. They have contracts with some of the major property developers. They bring the wood back here. People also drop off donations. The volunteers will then dismantle the wood, sort it, take the nails out, put it out in the shelves, and then members of the public come in and purchase wood. We also have a workshop. You can probably hear the saw in the background. And we make things to measure. So if people need bookshelves or tables or chests or one-off things to fit into some odd shape in their house, and we'll make those. And that's quite a good source of income. To me, the most important thing, as well as being green, because we recycle wood, and we've got a very good percentage in terms of recycling. To me, one of the most important things is the social inclusion. So we have volunteers, probably about 40 active volunteers. They'll come in for a day at a time, and we probably have up to 25 volunteer days a week. So 4 or 5 people come in every single day. And these are people maybe in between jobs or looking for just some social contact, or just want to do something positive. And they range from students to retired people, and a really good range of people.
I'm volunteer because I learn English.
Well, I really like the social aspects of this project. I'm really looking forward to working with Bristol Refugee Rights and encouraging all sorts of people from different backgrounds to come to the project. It's a great opportunity to work outside. I love working outside, working practically, and it's really sociable, so we get to work with people as well. It's a great place to work.
Hi, my name's Jen. I am the Digital Projects Developer at Knoll West Media Centre, and I have been leading the Wild City project funded by Bristol City Council, which was Bristol-wide, but our part of the project was to encourage local people to explore their local green spaces in creative ways. We worked with different priority groups in the community to do nature photography workshops, and with all the photography that we built up over the 2 years, we commissioned an artist called Sunniva Fredericks to come in and make 3D kind of bird boxes with photographs that the people in the community have made. And we made that into an exhibition which has been here at the Media Centre for the last 6 weeks. And it has now come to the end of the whole Wild City project, and we kind of want to take it from what we've made it to pass over to the community. So we're doing an event now called Wild City Goes for a Walk, and it is going to be the Bristol Ambling Band, which are going to kind of lead a walk from the Media Centre to the Northern Slopes, and on the way we're going to do a kind of a ceremonial placing of one of the boxes in the community, in one of the community centres in Knoll West. So my hope for the project is that it becomes something that's community-led rather than something that organisations in Knoll West lead, and something that has helped people find out about the Northern Slopes, because it's quite hidden generally, and so it's allowed more people to see that it's there and to use it, and to hopefully do photography and different kinds of things that they've learnt to do over the course of the Wild City project.
We really need to look after all these sort of sites for the wildlife, for the eco-culture, and for our social and mental health. as well as physical health. What we've done locally is made the slopes more accessible, we've made it more interesting. People aren't dubious to come on here now, like they used to think of it as a safety factor, but people are really, really keen to come over now. We hold events, we've made them a very, very friendly place. We hold Green Gym once a week for volunteers to come on and do a little bit of conservation work, and we've got the buy-in of the council now, so we're really, really excited about the future.
I'm Lucy Mitchell and I'm the Community Project Worker at the Golden Hill Community Garden. We're a community garden up in Horfield, Bishopston, off Gloucester Road, and we're set up to be an accessible space for anyone to come learn about gardening, grow food and share the harvest. We're super busy up here, so we're open every Wednesday 10 till 4, and we can have anything. We're up to 40 people here on a Wednesday, doing all various jobs, and kids popping in to look at the pond and people coming by just to say hello. We've got volunteers with all sorts of backgrounds and various support needs, or people who are retired or people with young children. And then on Tuesdays we have a toddler group in term time. We also do holiday activities, workshops, big community events which are always are really popular. We can have up to 600 people here at our events, and we're just building a straw bale building so we can do kids parties and more workshops in winter. So our site is accessible not just physically, but also the way we run the days. So anyone can come along and just drop in for an hour or half an hour, and you have to come every week. And there's always a wide variety of jobs, from little fiddly jobs that to just shifting compost, building, painting, fixing, planting, weeding, harvesting, eating, cooking, anything really. It's a wonderful site. We've been here for 2.5 years. We've still got so much we can do, and so there's just lots of potential for people to learn new things or to bring their experience to help teach others. And the best thing about being involved in Golden Hill has been all the fabulous volunteers. This was a derelict bog 2.5 years ago, and now it's a beautiful, productive, amazing community garden. It's been a huge amount of work from really committed people who all support each other. Everyone gets on, and it's been a real honour to see how everyone's just worked so hard together to make this happen, and make it such a success, and come week after week, no matter what the weather's like.
My name's Emmy. I've been coming to this project for maybe over 3 years now. I started as a volunteer, and then now I work 10 hours a week. The project's come about because some of us that have been working with refugees and asylum seekers have noticed how the main thing that happens to people who arrive in this country and before they've been granted leave to remain is that they're not allowed to work. So a lot of people can't do much with their time, and really appreciate the chance to meet people and speak English and just gradually learn a bit more about this country and how things work, and like opportunities for them to get involved in where they're not going to get in trouble for working. The main focus of the garden, apart from just as a safe space for people to come and eat together and spend time together, the main focus is the growing vegetables, and we've got a lot of space. I think it's four full-size allotment plots, that amount of space to grow vegetables.
I'm coming from the Bristol refugee rights, to this project, Actually, I'm coming from Sri Lanka. I'm an asylum seeker. I don't have the work permit in this country. So I want to spend my time usefully. That's why I choose this project. Here, whenever I'm working, I feel I'm doing something good, and at the same time I'm learning as well. It is good for my skill as well. I'm learning something. So I feel happy about this project. Yeah.
We got people from different countries, people from Iran, Iraq, Somalia, Algeria, Zimbabwe, and so on. It's about coming together in allotments, growing food together, cooking and eating together, but also having your personal time.
We put on small barbecues or small parties, which is a really nice way to invite people. But we're always looking for more people and a way to tell more people about the project. It's not that any of us have a huge idea about how to live completely sustainably, so everybody's learning together.